Welcome to homework.
Hi, we're given here f of 0 is equal to -1, f of 0 is equal to -1. Then we had f of 1 is 2, f of 1 is given as 2 here, and for n equal to 1, 2, and so on. So for the a part, we're given the recursive function that is f of n plus 1, that is equal to f of n plus 3 times f of n minus 1 and minus 1. This we have, right? And we need to find out here f of 2, f of 3, f of 4, and f of 5. So just go for here f of 2. So f of 2 will be f of 1 plus 1. That is equal to f of 1 plus 3 times f of 0, right? And that will be given as 2 plus 3 times minus 1. That is given as minus 1 here, right? Next we have f of 3. That is equal to f of 2 plus 3 times f of 1, and that is given as f of 2 minus 1 plus 3 times f of 1, that is 2, that is given as 5 here. Next we go for f of 4. Now that would be f of 3 plus 3 times, now plus 3 times, now we have f of n, right, is 3, so will be 2 here. I mean 3 times f of 2, and that will be f of 3, 5 plus 3 times f of 2 minus 1. That is giving us 2 here. Next we go for f of 5. That equals f of 4 plus 3 times f of 3, right? F of 4 is given as 2 plus 3 times f of 3. That is given as 5. That will be 17. So this we got different values for the first recursive function. Next, again, I would write f of 0 is minus 1. 0 is minus 1. And f of 1 is 2. F of 1 is 2. Right, this we have here. For the b part, we have f of n plus 1 for the b part. F of n plus 1. That equals f of n plus 1. That equals f of n square times f of n minus 1 of n minus 1, right? So we would have f of 2. That will be f of 1 plus 1. So f of 1 square times f of 0, right? And that will be 2 square into, that is given as 2 square into minus 1, and that'll give you minus 4, right? Next we go for f of 3. So f of 3 is equal to, will be given as the f of 2 plus 1. So f of 2, its square, times we have f of 2 minus 1, so f of 1 here. Now f of 2 square, that will be 16 times f of 1, that is 2. That is given as 32 here. Next we talk about here f of 4, that would be f of 3 square times f of 2. F of 3 square, that is 32 square times f of 2, that will be minus 4. So I just calculate that. That would be minus 4096. And next we would have f of 5, that is equal to, so that is given as f of 4 its square times f of 3, right? So that is given as minus 4096 whole square times f of 3, that is 32. So we solve this now. That would be 536870912, right? Now for the C part, we just uh, first let me write f of 0 is -1 and f of 1 is 2. So for the C part, we have the recursive function, that is f of n plus 1 is equal to f of n plus 1, that equals 3 times fn square, 3 times fn square minus 4 times fn minus 1 whole square, fn minus 1 its whole square, as we have here, right? So to calculate here, we would have f of 2, that will be 3 times f of 1 its square minus 4 times f of 0 its square, and that will be 3 times f of 1 square, that is 4 minus 4 times 1, right? That is given as 12 minus 4, that is coming out to be 8 here. Next we would have f of 3, that equals 3 times f of 2 square minus 4 times f of 1 square, right? That will be 3 times f of 2 square, 64 minus 4 times f of 1 square, that is 4. That is given as 192 minus 16. That is coming out to be 176, right? That is coming out to be 176 here. Next we would have f of 4. That will be 3 times f of 3 square minus 4 times f of 2 square. That will be 3 times f of 3 square. We have 176 square minus 4 times f of 2 square. That is 64. So let's just calculate that. That would be 92672, right? Moving next we have f of 5, that is equal to 3 times f of 4 its square minus 4 times f of 3 its square, right? That will given as 3 times 92672 its square minus 4 times 176 its square. So we just calculate that. That would be 2.5764 174848 times 10 to the power 10. Next we have D part. So let me first write out here f of 0 is -1. So 0 here. And f of 1 is 2. So the fourth one we have is f of n plus 1. That equals f of n minus 1 over f of n. This we have here, right? So if we just go for here, f of 2. We need to find out f of 2, f of 3, f of 4, and f of 5. So f of 2 we'll have here, that will be f of 0 over f of 1, right? And that will be -1 over 2, right? As we get here. Next we have f of 3. That will be f of 1 over f of 2. So that will be 2 over -1 over 2. That will give -4, right? Next we have f of 4. That will be f of 2 over f of 3. That is given as f of 2 -1 over 2 all divided by -4. That will give 1 over 8, right? Next we have f of 5. That equals f of 3 over f of 4. And that would be -4 over f of 4 1 over 8. That is giving -32, right? So this we get the values here. Thank you.